Hey guys, it's your girl Nici, and we're back at it again with three Reddit stories for you. We're delving into the Am I the Butthole category. Um, I hope you enjoy today's episode. With no further ado, let's just get into it. Okay, guys, starting off strong, we have Am I the Butthole for walking out of dinner after my boyfriend humiliated me in front of his family over my cooking. I, 26 female, have been with my boyfriend, 28 male, for about a year now. We get along well most of the time, but something happened last week that's really been bothering me. We went over to his parents' house for dinner, and ever since, things have been awkward. A bit of backstory. I love cooking. I'm not a professional by any means, but it's something that I'm passionate about and take pride in. My boyfriend knows this, but he's constantly comparing my cooking to his mom's, especially when it comes to her lasagna. I've heard about this lasagna more than I can count. So, before we leave for his parents' house, he makes this offhand comment. Maybe you'll finally learn how to make lasagna properly tonight. Yours could definitely use some improvement. I try to laugh it off, but honestly, it hurt my feelings. Still, I brushed it aside because I didn't want to start anything before dinner. We get to his parents' place, and as expected, his mom's lasagna is the star of the meal. Everyone's raving about it, and of course, my boyfriend jumps in to say, "Oh man, this is real lasagna." OP tried making it once, and let's just say there's a reason why we're eating at mom's tonight. Everyone laughed. I felt embarrassed but kept smiling to avoid making things awkward. Then he kept going, saying that I burned the sauce. I didn't, and that maybe I should just leave lasagna to the experts. His family was cracking up, and I sat there trying not to lose it. It wasn't just a joke to me. It felt like he was putting me down, especially in front of his family, who I'm still trying to make a good impression with. I couldn't handle it anymore, so I excused myself from the table and went to sit in the car. A few minutes later, my boyfriend comes out looking confused and asks why I left. I told him how hurt I was by his comments, and instead of apologizing, he said I was overreacting and that it was just a joke. He said I need to stop being so sensitive and learn to take a joke, especially around his family. I was upset and told him that he thought embarrassing me in front of his family was funny. Maybe he should just state his mom's cooking instead. Now that didn't go over well. He got angry and accused me of ruining the night. Since then, we've barely spoken, and he's waiting for me to apologize, but I feel like he should be the one apologizing. So now I'm wondering, did I take it too far? Was I being overly sensitive? Or was I right to walk out after being embarrassed like that? Am I the butthole? OP. Um and respectfully whispering Ocean's 3. I need you to understand your boyfriend does not love you. Jokes don't Jokes are intended to be funny. And if you are getting hurt by them and then openly expressing that you're hurt and he belittles your feelings and just brushes them off and say it's no big deal, but when you tell him that it's a big deal to you, he gets mad, that man doesn't love you. I don't know why he's with you if he doesn't love you. I mean, sometimes people are still filling out, they're in different stages in life, whatever. But that man doesn't love you, but most importantly, he doesn't respect you. Yes, you can compare things to, mother's cooking, father's cooking. My dad was a great chef. I compare my own food to it, but I'm not going to take it to the point of belittling someone, making them feel like their food is never going to be worth it. I think that it might be best to sit down with him, have a conversation about what's going on in your life, how you feel, the things that are going on over and over again. And if he doesn't like your response and gets angry, I think it's supposed to be the end of that relationship. I'm not telling you to break up, but I'm telling you to break up. That's just how I feel. But I really think that you need to understand that you are way more important than a man who's not going to respect you or take care of you or lift you up. So that's just how I feel. The first comment you have is Harvey Snake. They said, your partner is supposed to lift you up, not tear you down. He was intentionally hurting your feelings, cutting you down to make him the life of the party and the center of attention. When you told him he hurt your feelings, he attempted to both justify what he did as okay and dismiss you in the process. This is called emotional abuse. Get rid of this garbage, not the butthole. Exactly that. Point blank period. No more need to be said. We'll look at one more comment, but honestly, babe, get out. It's not worth it. Miss Watsit. I like that one. You only wasted a year with this loser. Drop this mama's boy like a bad habit and find someone better. Not the asshole. Not the butthole, sorry. Definitely. Everyone is telling you you're not the butthole, but everyone's also telling you that he's hurting you on purpose and doesn't care about you. Your boyfriend's joke sounds more like a way to put you down in front of his family. Can't respect you in that situation. Maybe he's the one who needs to rethink his behavior, not you. Not the butthole. Everyone is really just saying his behavior is gross. It's not worth it. Honestly, love, it's really, really not worth it. And you deserve so much better. I want you to have so much better. So we're going to just say not the butthole and just keep going on. Do better, babe. Do better, babe. I really think you should do better by leaving him, heal a little bit, take your time, and then maybe seek somebody else who's actually going to respect you. Keep remembering you are important. Don't forget that, okay? Okay, guys. The next one we have is, am I the butthole for cutting off my entire family after my brother and girlfriend falsely accused me of assault? Warning, y'all. I'm just giving y'all a warning now. We're going to get into it. I, 24 male, feel like my life has been ripped apart by people who are supposed to love me the most. This all started about 6 years ago, and I'm still struggling to come to terms with it. Emily, 24 female, and I had been dating since high school. Our families were that close. Our parents were childhood friends, and we grew up together. And I thought I'd end up marrying her. We spent nearly our entire lives side by side, going to the same schools, hanging out with the same friends, even going on family vacations together. She was my first love, and I truly believed we were forever. Then there's my older brother, Alex, 28 male. He's always been that golden child, smart, charismatic, successful. He was my parents' favorite, but I never thought that would matter until everything fell apart. 6 years ago, Emily accused me of essaying her, and I was completely blindsided. We had been together for years. Why would she say something like that? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And then, to make things work, Alex stepped in, backing her up. He told our parents that he had witnessed me behaving inappropriately towards her at the party. Claimed he had been protecting her, and my parents ate it up. No one believed me. I was horrified, confused, heartbroken, but my parents didn't even ask for my side of the story. They believed Alex and Emily without question. I was kicked out of the house within days, and the entire community turned its back on me. Emily's family, who had been like a second family to me, also cut all ties. I lost everything. My girlfriend, my family, my reputation. My parents told me they didn't want to see me again until I got help for something I hadn't even done. I was 18 at the time and had nowhere to go. I ended up crashing at a friend's place for a while, but emotionally I was a wreck. I spiraled into depression and alcoholism, using anything I could to numb the pain of being abandoned and falsely accused by the people I trusted most. For years I struggled to move on. I changed cities, started therapy, slowly started rebuilding my life. But the betrayal still haunted me. Dating was nearly impossible because I couldn't shake the feeling that people would turn on me like Emily and Alex had. My family never reached out, and I never tried to contact them either. I couldn't forgive them for kicking me out based on nothing but lies. Then, about 6 months ago, everything changed. One of Emily's old friend, Lisa, who had stopped talking to her after the fallout, reached out to me. She told me she couldn't live with the guilt anymore and that she had something to confess. She revealed that Emily and Alex had been in love with each other for years. They had started seeing each other behind my back while we were still together, and when Emily wanted to leave me for Alex, they both came up with a false accusation as a way to force me out of the picture. Alex knew that if he backed her up, my parents would believe them without a second thought. And it worked. Emily and Alex got together immediately after I was kicked out. They're now married, and as far as I know, they've built the perfect life while I was left to pick up the pieces of my own. But here's where it gets even more twisted. After Lisa told me the truth, she went to my parents. She couldn't stand knowing the truth anymore, and she wanted them to know that they had thrown away their son for a lie. My parents were shocked. And Lisa explained how Alex manipulated Emily, how they both set me up to be the scapegoat. My parents reached out to me soon after, begging to meet and talk. They were devastated, crying on the phone, telling me how sorry they were for not believing me. They admitted that they'd been blinded by their trust in Alex and their love for Emily. At first, I thought I'd feel some kind of satisfaction from finally being vindicated, but all I felt was anger. It took them 6 years to figure out the truth, and even now, they wanted to fix things like nothing had happened. The worst part, they've forgiven Alex and Emily. My parents saying that family is family and what's done is done. They still love Alex. They even welcomed Emily back into their lives. They want us all to reconcile, to put the past behind us and act like the last 6 years didn't destroy me. I haven't responded to their latest attempts to reach out. I don't know if I can ever forgive them for what they did. They threw me out based on a lie, abandoned me when I needed them most. Now they want me to just get over it because Alex and Emily are family? So, am I the butthole for cutting off my family, even after they found out the truth? Oh, heck no. You are not the butthole. You're not the jerk, nothing. I really think that these people need a rude awakening. Because who does this? Why would you do this? How does this even make sense to you? What in this world makes any of that okay? I really think that your family altruistic needs help, and they need to get their heads out of their behinds and realize that it really damaged the relationship, and you have no reason to go back to that relationship. Continue bettering yourself, continue making sure you're taken care of, because push comes to shove, that tells me if you did something else, or Alex said you did something else, they jump right back on that bandwagon. It's not worth it. Give yourself peace and don't let them back in. That's what I'm gonna say. Mild Little Rain said it's pretty fair just to tell them, as long as they have Alex and Emily in their lives, you don't want to be part of theirs. If they're really sorry, they should just own them and keep them accountable. It's fair. Also, absolutely not the butthole. This person was kind of like me, saying after all that damage in 6 years to look into what actually happened, I don't think I want them back if they toss out their last child. Parents like this will never change their preference for the golden child. OP lost connection to his previous life and it took a bystander. What the heck took her 6 years to come forward to uncover this sick plot. These are all horrible people, and I would strongly consider suing OP's brother and his ex for slander if he doesn't want to leave this effing sadness mess behind him entirely. Those assault allegations, they're damaging to his name and future career, uprooting his life. Though it would be difficult and tedious to build a case after all this time, but man, that's so messed up. Yeah, they had no evidence other than he said, she said, literally. And they took away your entire life, spread it around the community. That's not how family's supposed to act. They're supposed to be there to protect you, and your parents didn't. And at the end of the day, you need to protect yourself. I'm 100% behind you protecting yourself and taking care of yourself. Do not let anyone else in your realm say, well, we messed up. And 6 years later, well, just let's get everything back onto normal. Yes, they apologize, but are they truly apologetic? Because if they're truly apologetic, they're going to punish the person who did you wrong. No, they're not a truly apologetic. They just want their lives to be easy street. Do not let these people off. Do not let them back in. Save yourself, because your brother, at the end of the day, your parents are going to just look for a scapegoat and look. Oh, you came back. Here you are, scapegoat. Don't do that to yourself. Get out while you can. And the heartbreak's terrible, but at the end of the day, you deserve better. 100% better. I don't like that they did this to you. I don't want them to ever do this to you again. So, do you me a favor? Just walk away. I'm sorry, just walk away. If you made it this far, we've had 2 Am I the Butthole Reddit stories. And we're getting into our last for the afternoon, evening. This one is by Agitated Opinion. And there is, would I be the butthole if I walk away from helping my family? I, a 47-year-old female, am completely fed up with my family's BS. I am divorced and almost done raising my kids. The youngest turns 18 next month. My mother is disabled but lives alone, and she is terrible with money. This plays into the overall issue. My sister Lisa, 42 female, has recently been divorced and has moved home from out of state. Lisa has over the past few years been consistently getting worse in her overall mental health. She attacked her ex-husband, which ultimately ended the marriage. He has full custody of their 3 kids. She has become a hermit, doesn't bathe, her house is filthy, garbage stacked 2 feet high on countertops, and she refuses to work. She's having episodes of delusions. She believes she's a CIA operative, was kidnapped from the royal family, and is a true princess. The money she received from her divorce is gone. And next week, the last of her inheritance from my father is gone. She refuses to let my mom help her, as that is the person she claims has kidnapped her. My mom is not financially able to help her. I help pay my mother's bills because she is so terrible at money. Now my sister will lose her home, the one I helped her get. She paid, I did the paperwork. She will be losing her car, her light bill, and her light bill is due. Everyone in my family expects me to help her and my mom. I'm the only one who's in financial shape to help. I took my part of the life insurance, purchased 2 rentals, plus paid off my home and car. I draw a decent amount of pay for my job, but I'm by no means rich. If I didn't pay out to help my mom and my sister so much, I would be decently comfortable financially. From the backstory, you see my overall issue with my family. I'm expected to clean my sister's home. I've been asked to pay for the car and the light bill, plus all the groceries for her home. And after next month, her lot of rent is due. I've added it all up, and it's about $1,200 a month. We have called the crisis team about twice on my sister, and they can't legally make her go into an institution because the law states that she must be harming herself or others. I'm trying to get my sister on disability, but she refuses to cooperate. She claims she isn't crazy and that the Bible states the government must give her money to live. I don't remember reading that scripture at all, but whatever. So would I be the asshole? Would I be the butthole if I just walked away from everyone? I'm at my wit's end. I have no peace in my life. I have no life outside what Mom and Lisa need. I'm just done and wouldn't mind a padded room myself at this point. 1, don't put yourself in a padded room. You don't need it. You're perfectly sane. You're working so hard in everything you were working in. 2, your mother is an adult. She's been an adult. She knows exactly what's going on in her life. At the end of the day, it is really nice that you were taking care of your mom. A lot of people don't do that, and I appreciate that you are. But your mom needs to start taking back her life on a level. Your sister is a grown adult who got herself into her mess, so let her get herself out of the mess. You can help a little bit, but don't keep extending. You need to be able to save up for your future. You need to be able to keep your job. You need to be able to keep your life flowing. And you're not going to be able to do that if you continue to shell out for somebody else's life. Anything could happen to you, and If you aren't taking care of yourself, then how will you take care of one, them? Then they're gonna blame you for getting hurt. And two, how are you gonna live off that point? I would suggest that you go ahead and start weaning yourself out of the financial responsibility of taking care of your sister and your mother. It's not fair to you, and they definitely need to start stepping up on their own. Let's read a couple comments, see what they're saying. Okay, Salma, Reddit user now. They said, well, it's just all around a poop situation to be in. I cannot imagine your daily stress level. Just that you are dealing with people that have been part of your life since, well, you start life. So you would not be the butthole. As far as sister goes, she was never your responsibility. So it does you credit that you got her this far. I don't know what else you can do for her. Your mom is a little bit more complicated. I mean, we all want to be there for our parents, but at some point is caring, and then there's dependence, and then there's willful dependence. Sounds like your mom is at that last one, where she could manage for herself but makes it some stupid decision. My unsolicited advice is to have a final sit down and say, Mom, here's the situation. Lay out the bills, her income, your absolute last help amount. She needs to adult her way through. Because despite what you say, 18 isn't quote unquote done. And I imagine you still want to have some sort of safety net for your own kids. You can't do that when you're doing what you've been doing. Not the butthole. This is 100% right. This is all you need to read. This is all you need to do. Do what this Redditor has said. Your sister is an adult. She got herself into that mess. She can get herself out of that mess. Do not put yourself through all that extra harm, all that extra annoyance. Second, your mom is also adulting. She needs to, start being less willfully incompetent about the things. She can learn, and at the end of the day, that's what she's got to do. And if you're doing it for her, she can't learn anymore. And your child, your youngest, you got to put them in college if you want to help them out with that and all this other stuff. And you don't have time to be spending money on your sister. I did see that you replied, but I wanted to get that out before I read it. I don't mind helping my mother. She was there for me when I had absolutely nothing but my kids and a car full of personal belongings. I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for her. Yes, she makes stupid mistakes, and I tell her the non-sugar-coated truth. I've taken on one credit card and help her occasionally with groceries. I definitely want to establish a retirement fund and leave my kids with a decent inheritance. I've taught my mom budgeting skills and talked her out of a lot of loans that she thinks she needs. My sister is impossible to talk to. She will lose everything if I walk away, which will be her own fault. I did come up with a plan to help save her. My daughter is turning 18 and will take over her payments at the house and move in. My sister will live with me until her disability is approved. But my sister is now refusing this, stating I'm taking over her life and I would covet her quote-unquote world. The stress is beyond comparison, and I fear I will have a stroke before this all ends. Okay, your sister doesn't want to get help. She's refusing to do the things that would require her to have help. I think at this point you have to choose to walk away. And there's nothing else you can do. You have to do what's best for you and your immediate family. And your immediate family is you, your spouse, but you said you're getting divorced, so no longer your spouse. But you, your partner, spouse, or whatever, and your children. And occasionally that means your parents and your siblings. But at the end of the day, you can't bleed yourself dry and still expect to live. That's how that works. I really do wish you the best. I hope things work out for you in the long run. It's so much. I really do wish you all the best. But anyways, guys, those are our 3 Am I the Butthole stories. None of our Redditors were the butthole today. It seems to be the lucky draw. but they do need to continue standing 10 toes down on taking care of themselves. To the first person, at the end of the day, you're going to do you. And your lifestyle is going to be harder if you do not stand up for yourself and do not let your boyfriend walk all over you. He should no longer be your boyfriend anyways. He should be your ex. But don't let your ex do all this to you. Take care of yourself, stand on business, do what you gotta do. To our second Redditor, cutting off your family is the only option because that's not your family, one. And two, they already cut you off. At this point, they're trying to crawl back in and see what they can get from you because there's no other reason they should be there. Your brother never apologized. Your sister-in-law never apologized. Your parents' apology seems fake. And I really would hate to see the other shoe drop. Take care of yourself better. Continue on the path that you're on because it seems like you're getting better. Time and space has definitely helped. I wish you the best. I hope you, recover from all the things that are ailing you. I wish you the best. And then to our last Reddit story. You can only help so much, but I would start taking care of you and your children because eventually, unfortunately, your mom's going to pass away. And if you're struggling to take care of her now with what's going on with your sister, you're going to struggle then. And then your sister, she got herself into the mess. She didn't necessarily know, but she knows enough to know that she wants to take care of herself, so you have to let her take care of herself. The rest of your family can have opinions and be like, hey, you do it. And yes, they're not in the best financial shape, but if they want to help somebody, they could find a way to do so that didn't involve always monetary value. Maybe there's another way you can help your sister, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's all for today. Like and subscribe the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for stopping by, listening to the stories. Links are in the description below. Enjoy your life. This is your girl Nici. See you next time.